Geek Legion of Doom, and this is going to be my DVD and Blu-ray collection of video game adapted movies. So movies that are based on video games. This is my complete collection, I believe, as it stands at the moment. Well, let's check it out. We'll start with DVDs, and this is the original Resident Evil. And this one is actually quite a rare release. This was a digipack from a long defunct retailer here in the UK called MVC. So it's actually pretty rare, scarce from the ground these days. I am going to include this one. This is the Final Fantasy Spirits Within. It's, Final Fantasy is a game series, although this story is an original one, actually, about a kind of original story, but based in the Final Fantasy universe, I guess you want to say. Next up, we have House of the Dead, directed by Uwe Boll, and this has got a lenticular sleeve. I'm not quite sure how that kind of comes across. And this is the UK DVD. I actually don't mind this movie. I know a lot of people kind of get tar this as one of the worst films ever made. I don't hate it. There you go. You may not know that this actually had a sequel, House of the Dead 2, Dead Aim, which is not directed by Uwe Boll and is more of a straight kind of zombie film, I would say. But yeah, it's actually not a bad film either. One that might not actually people realise is a video game movie is In the Name of the King, and this is actually based on the Dungeon Siege video game. There is actually two sequels to this. I only have this first one, and this is a DVD steelbook. It's not in the best shape, it must be said. And yeah, do you know what? And this again is directed by Uwe Boll, but it's not a terrible movie, I don't think. Although I do remember it's got an awful soundtrack. We have the Tekken movie, and this is I think German steelbook, a DVD edition. And the Tekken movie kind of flew under the radar when you compare it to like the Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat films. But Tekken, once upon a time, I would say, had its moment as a game when it was probably the biggest out of the kind of the fighting games, at least for a while. So, fighting games continued. We are talking The King of Fighters. I think Tom has actually done a review of this movie on the channel. I've not actually seen it, to be honest with you. But yeah, this is a lesser known fighting game, a 2D fighting game. This is a UK Blu-ray with a slip. This is the House of the Dead Blu-ray. This is an American release. It's actually quite rare to get this on Blu-ray, to be honest with you. There is actually another cut of this, which was kind of recut to be more comedic. I haven't actually seen that one. Yeah, this is the regular old cut. And yeah, quite hard to get, I have to say. Blood Rain, once again directed by Uwe Boll. There's actually a number of films based on this property. This one is the first. This is actually a 4K release, and this one stars Kirstina Loken, and it's a kind of a vampire sort of style horror video game adaptation. One of my favourite games when I actually used to play video games, which was a while now, was Red Faction, and this was a kind of a prequel movie. Again, Red Faction, probably a property that has not really had anything made over the last couple of decades. It's first-person shooter, kind of based on Mars, has a kind of Total Recall vibe to it. There is a review of this movie on the channel if you want to check it out. Mortal Kombat Legacy. This was actually a web series that I think has been re-edited to make a kind of somewhat of a feature. And this was a kind of a gritty retelling of the Mortal Kombat mythos. This is before the modern films came out, but after the 90s one. Alone in the Dark 2. I don't actually have the original Alone in the Dark. This one based on a kind of Resident Evil style kind of horror, survival horror. Although Alone in the Dark, I think actually the original game came out before Resident Evil game came out. This is the sequel to it. The original was again directed by Uwe Boll. There's a review of this on the channel if you want to know more. Twisted Metal. The original Twisted Metal game was one of my favourite games on the original PlayStation. So it's been made into a streaming series. This is the first season. I think there is 2 seasons out there and a third one being made. And this one stars Anthony Mackie. It's okay. I watched this and I watched part of the second season, but I kind of gave up on it. Resident Evil, probably the series of films that people most think of when I would suggest they think of video game adaptations. This is an Italian steelbook of the original movie. I also have the pop art version of the original film. This is an American release of this one, although it is multi-region. Resident Evil Apocalypse. I actually don't remember which order these come out in, I have to say. This is the problem, you don't have numbers on your sequels. Resident Evil Extinction. This was my latest pickup, and this is the only one I was missing from this series. A lot of people suggest this is the best out of the Mila Jovovich Resident Evil films. I like the first one personally. Resident Evil Retribution. This is actually an American release. Resident Evil Afterlife. And Resident Evil The Final Chapter. This is an American one, and this one is probably the hardest one to get hold of in regards to editions. And this particular steelbook is probably the rarest out of the lot. We have a 4K release of Monster Hunter, again starring Mila Jovovich. We have the Silent Hill, the original movie. This is a metal pack. This is actually a pretty good standalone horror movie. It's a little bit marred by some sort of CGI effects, but I didn't mind this movie just as a horror film, let alone a adaptation. Dead Rising Watchtower. I think there's 2 Dead Rising games. I've only got the one, and I used to really enjoy this on the I think it was the Xbox 360 I might have had this game on. Rampage, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Some might not even realise this is a video game adaptation, but it was actually an arcade game back in the olden days that I used to play. And this is actually the Japanese release. They did a re-release using this artwork in the UK, but this is actually the actual Japanese release. Prince of Persia, an early video game adaptation. Final Fantasy Advent Children. This is a metal pack. I think it's an Asian metal pack, not quite sure where it's from, possibly Japan. The Street Fighter movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme. This is an American release. It's got a PET slipcase. Tekken. Again, this is the Blu-ray version of it. And actually, I should point out this comes with some kind of little stickers and stuff inside. There's actually a second Tekken movie, which I actually don't have. This actually has Gary Daniels in it. Dead or Alive, DOA. This is actually quite a hard release to get. Even the Amaray is difficult to get. But this is actually a Blu-ray steelbook, and it's a French release. Actually quite difficult to get hold of, and quite expensive if you are able to get hold of it. Dead or Alive, known for its buxom female characters. And the final one that I picked up was the original 1995 Mortal Kombat movie. I still maintain one of the greatest, if not the greatest, video game adaptation there is. I really enjoyed this movie. I saw this and its sequel at the cinema. The sequel, though, I did not bother picking up. Okay, what are your thoughts? Please do let me know, and I shall look forward to you next time.
To the Neon Knights,